Hello, everyone. It's Pastor Jake here with a Monday meditation, and I have a number of things I want to share with you. One of those is that you will notice that I have a little bit of a different setup here. I am currently playing around with some things that we just got in the mail that are going to be our new recording studio for Sunday morning stuff. I'm looking into this camera, but really should be looking over here. Hi. But it's really neat stuff. But the reason that we are doing that as opposed to what we were doing, and it would be nice if I knew what I was doing over here. So boom, there we go. Hey, we're back up here. So one of the reasons that we're doing this is because Zach Millwood, you should all email him or call him and say thank you so much, because Zach has spent an enormous amount of time for the past 4 months working on not only video recording us on Wednesdays, but also spending time the following few days doing editing and getting it ready for publishing on Sunday morning. So we want to say immense thank you to Zach. I bought him tacos. He doesn't really want much, except we should really bend over backwards to say thank you so much to Zach, because it was a tremendous gift that he gave us pretty much the entirety of the summer. But now we are in a new period of time where we're going to be using some new software to record, like these and this, and we're going to figure it out and hopefully get this all ready to be streamed live on Sunday morning when we get back into in-person stuff. And so that is, of course, my goal. It is all of our goals. And someday, by golly, it's going to happen. And we are going to be back together in person. But for now, this is the best we can do. And so that's good and that's okay. But I wanted to share with you a reflection that I had on prayer. I've been thinking a lot about prayer. You know that in the past couple of months, we've been talking a lot about contemplation and meditation and Christian practice. And at the same time as we've been talking about those things, we've been working through the prophets on Sunday morning. And the prophets are so heavily driven by what we do. Right, and I'm going to speak to this a little bit this coming Sunday in the pulpit, but we've been talking a lot about how what God demands of us are a right living and a rightly ordered society and mutual care and concern, where peace and justice sort of rule the day, right, and are the flavor of our lives together. So, and there is always this danger, I think, of conflating our faith with what we do. And I bring that up because it's sort of a corollary to what I want to talk about right now, which is this, that the relationship that we have to worship is an interesting one. I think that when most people think about worship, what they think of is the hour that we spend here together on Sunday mornings, right? That is their act of worship. But the scriptures say that, true religion, James says in James 1:27, I believe, that pure and undefiled religion is to care for widows and orphans in their distress, right? So if that is the expression of our religion, then our hour of Sunday morning worship is the only thing that expresses our faithfulness. But what is the point of all of that? The point is union with God, right? Union with Christ. To be so filled with this love of the one that loves us so that we then overflow with that love into the world around us. And that is why true religion is expressed as care for those who cannot care for themselves. To care for widows and orphans in their distress, right? Which leads me back to prayer. I think a lot of people struggle with prayer because it feels like something that's almost unnecessary. It feels almost like a preparation for the thing that is real. But let me tell you, I couldn't disagree with that more, because I'm coming to realize, even in my own life, that prayer isn't something that prepares me to preach or to teach or whatever. Prayer is the thing. Because what is prayer if it is not connection with God? And if I don't have that connection with God, then all the other stuff doesn't matter, right? Paul writes that if I don't have love, if I do abundant, amazing other things, if I cast a mountain into the ocean, right? If I give to the poor everything that I have, if I do not have love, none of it matters. In the same way, if I do not have a robust prayer life, which is an intimacy with God and with myself in the ways that God opens me up to me so that I can understand him and what he's doing inside of me, if I do not have that, my everything else doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. It's all a bunch of malarkey. It's a show. It's just an hour on worship on Sundays. We are called to more than that. So if you are somebody that struggles with prayer, unceasing prayer, as the scriptures say, right? That's what we're called to, a life of unceasing prayer, which is to say that we're called to a life of constant connection with the divine, with Jesus. If you're a person that struggles with that, or if you're a person that struggles to find space in your life for prayer because it feels like an extra thing, can I encourage you to understand prayer instead as worship, not a preparation for worship, not something tangential to worship, but as an act of worship in and of itself? Can we reframe what it means to be a worshiping people, to be a praying people, and trust that there's going to be transformation in that for us? Because I think indeed that is what you will find. That a life of prayer is a life of worship because it breaks our heart open to the needs of the world around us because Christ is found there, right? So, my friends, as you live and move this week, tell Zach Millwood thank you and find moments for prayer, of simple connection with God, opening your heart to God, talking about what's happening inside yourself. Allow God to be your therapist if you don't have a therapist. Pour your soul out to him and see what happens. Be amazed at the ways that you become aware of what's happening in your soul so that you can be aware of other people. It's a miracle, this thing we call worship, this one we call God, and the ways that God is at work all around us. So experience that today, my friends, not only as something that you can do, but as a way to worship our Lord. It's your Monday meditation, and we'll talk to you soon.